Today we're doing a live video with attorney Timothy Wade Roof. The topic today is military divorce, what a service member needs to know. Mr. Roof, please go ahead and introduce yourself.
Okay, thank you very much, Kyle. My name's Timothy Roof, and I've been practicing divorce law in the Norfolk and Virginia Beach area for about 20 years. This is a very heavy service member area, so I deal extensively with military divorces.
First question, what support is my spouse entitled to in a military divorce?
That's a hard question to answer. A lot depends on whether or not you let the military do it or you let the civilian courts take care of it. As can be seen from the slide, once the civilian courts get involved, the military no longer is involved in your spousal support for your wife. And typically a civilian court will order much less than will be ordered through the military.
What about my support for my children?
Your children are also entitled to support under the military code. The civilian courts can also calculate child support for your children. Typically, the child support in a civilian court will be much less as well than in a military order, and therefore it's very important for you to make sure that you get a lawyer and get this thing done inside of a civilian court.
What happens to my retirement in a military divorce?
Your retirement is an interesting question because a lot of military members want their spouses to waive their retirement. That's not necessarily the case. Your spouse is entitled to a portion of your retirement. A lot of that can depend on how long you were married and other factors that your spouse may want to take into consideration. You need to talk to a lawyer to make sure if she can indeed and may be willing to waive your retirement.
What about the other assets I have?
Assets such as cars and houses and things of that nature that you may have acquired while you're married can be subject to distribution with your wife. A lot of that depends on where the money came from to purchase it and how it was purchased. Once again, a lawyer can advise you on what property would be subject to division.
How is custody of my children decided?
Custody in a military divorce is very unique as the service member typically has a deployment schedule with their military obligations. Given that factor, many times a military member has a decided disadvantage in a custody case. However, that may not necessarily be the case. You need to talk to a lawyer and find out what the pros and cons are in your situation so that you'll know exactly what avenue to take. These are just some of the issues that can be discussed in a military divorce. I would be glad to talk more in detail with you about your issues, and you can contact me for a no-obligation consultation at the phone number listed on this slide, and you can also email me through the link provided onto this slide as well with questions you may have. I may be able to answer all of them, and I may not be able to answer them, but I will certainly give it my best efforts. Thank you.